Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worldly One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, today we will learn one of the sutta. It is from Connected Discourses in a Brahman Sanyukta. The sutta name is called Dhanañjānī Sutta. It's very beautiful sutta. It's about, small families when they quarrel together, and the result sometimes, this sutta explains about the husband and wife. One of them has a faith on the Buddha, and due to that, whenever any mistake happens or whenever something difficulties comes, they chant the verses to worship the Buddha. And the husband is not a follower of Buddha, so he get angry. And how he react on that, this sutta is about it. So in the families, sometimes this kind of quarrel does happen. And in that time, to learning Dhamma and being or observing Dhamma in that way, it helps a lot. So let's see the sutta. Evaṁ me sutta, thus I have heard. Ekang samayang bhagava rajagahe vyarati veluvane kalandaka nivape. At one time, the Blessed One was dwelling, staying at Rajgriha, where the king Bimbisara offered one small garden, the bamboo's garden, so bamboo's grove, the squirrel sanctuary or feeding ground. At that time, Anyatarasa Bharadvaja Gotasa Brahmanasa Dhanañjānī Nama Brahmani. So there was one family. They were belonging to the clan of Brahmin with the Bharadvaj title. So their Brahmins also have a different clans. So one of them was the Bharadvaj Gota, and this Brahmin, Bharadvaj Gota Brahmin, has the wife, and her name was called Dhanañjānī. She was Abhipasanna Hoti Buddhecha Dhammecha Sanghecha, and she was devoted to Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. So, Atako Dhanañjānī Brahmani Bharadvaja Gotasa Brahmanasa Bhattang Upasangharati Upakalitva Tikkatum Udanam Pranisi. So, usually at home, one day she was serving the food to his husband, and unexpectedly, means on that time, she tripped. And as she tripped, immediately from her mouth, or immediately the heartfelt words come from her, and Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Perfect One, the Worldly One, Supremely Enlightened One. So these words she uttered. So listening those words, even now today also, sometimes when we trip or sometimes when we have any difficulties, immediately we call the name. Some of the people call their whoever they are worshipping, or whatever the faith they are following, they think of that. Here, she was following the Buddha, and that's why the Buddha's words comes. But the Bharadvaj Brahmin, he was not the devotee of the Buddha. So, as soon as he heard these things, he replies to her. What he says? Evameva panayang vasali yasmi va tasmi va tassa mundakasa samanasa vannang bhasati. Means he was calling the Buddha, that is in this here, at this now, means The Brahmin is also the lower caste, in a kind of way. So, you low-life woman, you are praising this uh, Sramana Gautama, who is bold, praising him, the ascetic, the bolded ascetics. In that time, very few ascetics were having the bold head. Like even now, also, when you see in India, the Indian region, there are a lot of people who grows their hairs, so they make the dreads or like never wash, never clean, something like the hairs are there. But the Buddha was clean shaved, so that's why the bald ascetics, and he was, why you are praising him? He says, let me go to him. I am going to him and I am going to debate with him. I am having a refute with your teacher. So seeing that he expressed these things. In that time, it was common thing. Like he was from the Bharadwaj Gotra. So he was in hierarchy on that time in a kind of way. And whenever you want to defeat someone, they go and they ask the questions. If the person is not able to reply, then he is defeated. So he was thinking, if I go and defeat the Buddha, then my wife will think, okay, my husband is more superior than him. Tassa sattuno vadang aropisami. I am going to refute with your teacher. Nakvaham tang brahmana passami sadeva ke loke samat sabrahma ke sasamanang brahmanya pajaya sadeva manasaya. Brahmani was very calm. She simply replied, Brahmin, I don't see anyone in this world with all of the humans, deities, any person, ascetics or Brahmins or gods or humans, none of them are able. Yotasya bhagavato vadam arope yatata arato sammasambuddhasa. That who will refute the doctrine of the Blessed One, the perfect one, the fully awakened one. So she was that much confident, and no one is able to have a conversation with. He said, okay, I'm going now. And he left the home after finishing the food. He went to the Buddha where Buddha was dwelling. He was very angry, and as he went in front of the Buddha, he did not worship, just went there and had a cordial talk. Okay, how you are? And sitting there with the angry mind, he's not very peaceful. Sitting there, he asked the question because he went there to have discussion. He went there to have refute. He went there to have a debate and to defeat the Buddha. So he asked this question. Maybe he has heard from his previous teachers or in his teaching that these are the questions. If you ask someone, then it will be okay. So he asked, Kinsu chetva sukhang seti? Kinsu chetvan sochati? Kissasu ekadhammassa vadang rochesi gotamati. What he asked, that Kinsu chetva. Chetva, it means letting go, erasing, So he said, Kinsu chetva sukhang seti. When what is slain, do you sleep at ease? So you can live a happy life. Kinsu chetvana sochati. What is when what is slain is there is no sorrow. One thing that what you leave and doesn't have any sorrow. You don't regret about it. And then he asked one question another. Kissasu ekadammassa vadang rochesi gotamati. And what is the one thing whose killing you approve? Usually it was common thing. Everyone knows that Blessed One was means he's practicing non-violence. He's saying that nothing not to kill. But he asked the question, what is the one thing that you recommend? Okay, it is okay to kill. Buddha was the Buddha, and he replied beautifully. And these questions are very useful for us also. What to slain, that person can live happily. So Buddha explains, Kodang Chetva Sukhang Siti. When anger is slain, so it is usually seen when we are angry, when we have hate in us, it is very difficult for us to sleep. Growth, sometimes this anger can come in various regions because of we have a quarrel with that person, then we get angry. Sometimes because of jealousy also. Due to jealousy also, we get angry. And when through the jealousy, when we get angry, we are unable to sleep. Always we are thinking, on my next neighbor bought the new car. How can he is getting more and more richer? And I have seen people, they said, Bante, I am unable to sleep just because of anger. Always thinking, how can I defeat this person? How can I take revenge? And in that way, unable. If someone scold you, someone say a bad word to you, and if you take into your heart, means if you give the meaning to that, what will happen? Oh, this person has said this thing to me. This person has said this thing to me. And long time we spend just thinking of it. So that's why Buddha says, Kodang Chetva Sukhang Seti. When someone gets rid of their anger, that person can sleep well. Benefit of loving kindness is also that. What is the benefit first? If someone practice loving kindness, the first benefit, sleep well. Sukhang Seti. Sleep well. Wake up well. Sukhang Supati, Sukhang Patipujyati. That is the result of when someone gets rid of their anger. So Buddha replied to him, Kodang Chetva Sukhang Seti. When the anger is slain, you sleep at ease. Kodang Chetva na Sochati. When anger is slain, there is no sorrow. How can we regret to get rid of the anger? Some good habits, if we get rid of them, good habits, then there is a sorrow. Oh, I was a good person, and now I am not. Something like that thing is there. I was very kind, but not anymore. That thing that is the become of sorrow. But I was very angry, and I lose that anger. I am regretting it. Never we do that thing. Never. Because anger is something, it is very good to get rid of. When there is no anger with anyone, then we can live peacefully. Imagine the whole world is free of anger. There is no war. There is no any difficulties. There is no problems in this world. Majority of problems arise in this world due to the anger. And Buddha says, once someone gets rid of their anger, there is no sorrow because of it. Furthermore, the last question Buddha explained, that is also anger is there. But the Buddha explains, Kodasa visamulasa madhuragasa brahmana vadang arya pasansanti tanhi chetvana sochati. Brahmin, the anger has its poisonous roots. It completely finishes our peace. As long as the anger exists, like last year someone has said, means usually when the gathering happens at monastery, someone has said something to you and you remember that thing. Year later, when you see the same person is there, will you have the simple conversation, or immediately that anger will come? Oh, he said this thing to me, I will not talk with him. Year passed, But still, we hold that. That is called the poisonous roots. That is the root of poison. Anger has that thing. And it is dipped with honey. How? Even you are angry, you spread the smile on your face, you know. So this anger looks very good, like this. If you shout on someone, how you feel? You feel good, you know. I said this is the feeling. So in a way, it looks very delicious. Okay, I said something to him and now he is defeated or something like this. That looks very nice. So tip of honey. Sometimes we show the anger with very polite words. That is also happened. So the Buddha says, Vadang Arya Pasansante. The noble one praise its killing. Who's killing? This anger, who has a poisonous roots and tip of honey. Tanni Chetvana Sochati. When it is slain, there is no sorrow. There is no sorrow. Simple words. This Dhanañjānī is this Bharadwaja Gota Brahmin. He come to Buddha for what? To refute with him, to fight with or debate with him. And he asked such a question: whom to kill? Buddha see that thing. Okay, he's asking the questions about anger, and I will give the answer. And beautifully, Buddha gave the answer, and he was completely satisfied. What he has learned, that Evam Gutte Bharadvaja Gotto Brahmano Bhagavanta Gaitadabocha. As Supreme Buddha replied these words, he was Bharadvaj Gautama replied to Supreme Buddha what said, Abhikantang Bo Gautama, Abhikantang Bo Gautama. Excellent Master Gautama, excellent Blessed One, excellent. Sayatapi Bo Gautama. These are the beautiful verses, you know. Bhante, you have taught the Dhamma in this way. Nikujitangma Ukujaya. Something was overturned, you have revealed, right, you have opened it completely. Nikujitangva Ukujaya. Something was hidden or turned, you have overturned it. Patichannangva Vivareya, which was hidden, you have revealed in front of us. Mulasava Magangachikeya, someone was lost the path, you have shown them the path to them. Andakareva Telapajotandhareya, in the darkness, you have lightened the light. So the person who has the eyes, they can see clearly in that light. Bhota Gautamena Aneka Pariyayana Dhammo Makasito. The Master Gautama has made the teaching clear in many ways. Simple questions, but it was heart-touching, and he understand. What he did? Esahang Bhagavate Bhagavantang Gautamang Saranang Gacchami Dhammang Cha Bhikkhu Sanghang Cha. Bhante, I go refuge to the worthy Gautama, the teaching, and the community of Sangha. Bhante, Labheyang Bhoto Gautama Santike Pabbajang Labheyo Upasampadang. May I receive to go forth the ordination, the higher ordination also, in the presence of Supreme Buddha. See, a simple thing, a one thing is enough for someone to change the heart. One thing. He went, he learned the Dhamma and became, he was really excited to follow his path. At home, what he said, he was fighting with his wife that how can you have a faith on him? But as soon as he met with the Buddha, as soon as he talked with Buddha and got the answer of his questions, he was very happy. And in very soon time, with not long, he has got ordination, he has got higher ordination also. Slowly practicing Dhamma with delight, keen, resolute, and soon realize the supreme spiritual end. Immediately he understands, okay, this is the Dhamma, and for the person who leave their home, that state he has attained. He completed his brahmacharya. He, in this very life, he has achieved his goal. He has become enlightened. Khina jati. His birth is finished. Vusitang brahmacharya. His brahmacharya is completed. Katang karaniyam. There is nothing to do anymore. Na parangittatayate. Furthermore, there is nothing to do. Anyataropan panayasma bharadvajo arhanta ahositi. This Bharadvaj becomes one of the enlightened monk in that moment. So this is the beautiful and very small sutta, beautifully regarding anger. So this thing was spread everywhere. This thing that Bharadvaj has become, Bharadvaj Gotra, that means he was well-renowned person in that time. All of his clan people got to know, oh, Bharadvaj has become enlightened, Bharadvaj has become monk under the Supreme Buddha. Everyone was very angry because in this Bharadvaj clan, there is a one ordination they follow, with the long hair, with the burning fire, and all these things they were believing. But here, someone from the different clan, because the Supreme Buddha, who was a warrior clan, he was a Kshatriya, and he became a monk from them, and he's teaching the Dhamma. So many people were opposed of it. But when the person started to become a bhikkhus or monks, they don't understand this person is becoming enlightened. They just understanding one of our person has gone forth to the Buddha. He has become a monk. How can someone go? So the several different kind of Bharadvaj clan people, they also went to the Buddha and they also wanted to fight with him. One of the story I will go to tell you. One of the Bilangikas named Brahman, he also went to the Buddha. What he did? He thought, I will not talk with him. I will stay there quietly, but I will show my anger toward Buddha. Buddha saw that thing. This person went, and Buddha expressed this word, Yo appaduttas narasa dussati suddhasa posasa ananganasa tameva balan pacheti papam sukhumo rajo pativatan khittoti. Simple word Buddha expressed to him. He went there to show anger. He was blaming the Buddha for what? That Buddha is converting others. Buddha is changing others. One of our clan person. So the Buddha says, when someone blame to the blameless, that person, this unwise person or foolish man collect lot of demerit. It is a kind of way that someone throw the sand or the soil in the direction of air, so this sand will come back to on his face, in that way. So someone blames someone who is blameless. In result of that, he also get result in the same way. He also get blamed, or he also collect a lot of demerit. There is one beautiful story regarding the same verses in the Dhammapada. In Dhammapada, it is mentioned, one day, there was a one hunter. Okay, he usually goes to the forest. He set the traps. Sometimes he take his dogs to go hunting, and the dog shout from both ways. And this any animal what he want to kill, these dogs bring close to him, and then he use his bow and arrow to hunt. That is his daily routine. One day at morning, he saw one of the bhikkhu going for the alms round, and immediately as soon as he saw him, oh, today I saw this Ramana. I don't want to, means now today's whole day will be bad. Because they were practicing non-violence and they were preaching also these things. So people know that I am doing killing, it is a bad. But someone who reminds that constantly, whenever we see, we get angry. So this person thought, okay, I saw today this one of the ascetic, and today's whole day will bad. And truly that day he was unable to find anything. Unable to find anything. This monk went into the city to get the food. He found the food and sat down one side. He ate, did his meditation, and he was coming back to the monastery. So at early in the morning, this uh, hunter went everywhere, couldn't find anything. Afternoon time also, it never happens, and until afternoon you will not find anything. Nothing, he didn't find anything. When he was coming out of the forest, he saw this monk again, and he said, because of him, morning time I saw him, because of him I am unable to find anything today, so I will take revenge of him. I will do something. What he do? He sent his dogs on this bhikkhu. Immediately sent, go. And dogs are very trained. They run behind this monk. This bhikkhu was very frightened because hunter dogs are very frightened. So frightening one. So this monk immediately he climbed on the tree, close to the tree. Whatever the nearest tree, he climbed that. Dogs are unable to close, so they are barking from outside. This hunter came, they're looking, okay, now you are there. So he took one of his arrow and he started to poke on his feet. So whenever because Bhikkhu was not wearing the slippers, this needle or this tip of the arrow was hurting him. So immediately he lifted his one feet and then another and this, and he was suffering. This Bhikkhu was also suffering. And now he was on the tree, unable to sit properly, unable to because of that, what happened? His robe, what he was wearing, it falls down and it falls on this hunter. Dogs were thinking the monk has fallen from the tree. What to do? Our master has told, bite this person. So immediately they went inside the robe and they started to devour this hunter. Nothing remains. Dogs were very hungry. Nothing remains. Bones and bones were there. This bhikkhu from the one of the branch he found and he started to poke these dogs and he throw them away. These dogs saw, okay, the bhikkhu is still up. Whom we devour? Our master. And these dogs, they run into the forest. This Bhante was very frightened. Because of his robe, the person has died. Immediately he went to the Buddha and asked, Bhante, one person has passed away because of me. Did I break my precept? Buddha says, no, you did not. It wasn't your call. He was the one who did. And this not happened only today. In past life also such a thing has happened. So this is the thing. When we develop the anger, there was no reason to developing anger. Did not found the food. It is not because of the monk. It was not his day that day. But he wanted to show revenge. He wanted to show something. And he blamed the blameless. What the result? He also fall into the same trap. He fall into his own trap. And he passed away because of it. So if this person has get rid of the anger, what would have happened? Nothing. This hunter could have gone his home, live good life. Next day he could have found another thing. But no, anger is something which causes a lot of difficulty. So what we should do, whenever we get angry, we should always think, is this anger is good for me? Is this anger is giving something to me? And try to find, if it is giving you pleasure, then Buddha says, this anger is tip in honey tip, but has a poisonous roots. What it does, entire tree gives. There is a one Jataka, in Jataka stories, there was mentioned, there was a king called Brahmadatta who was ruling in the Varanasi. He has a great mango tree in Himalayas close. Best, most delicious mango he has. And this king was thinking, no one should have this mango. So what he does, whenever he is offering to other kings, he do something. He poke needle in the mango, so this this tree will never, the fruit will never give another tree. It will never sprout, something like that. So the other kings was very angry. What to do? So they send one person, and what they ask, okay, get rid of this tree. The tree was a jewel of the kingdom. It was well guarded, well protected. So this person who went there, what he did? He said, I will take care of the tree. So he became a gardener, and he planted the, what it called, neem, the bitter neem. I don't know the neem tree name of in English. It's very bitter. I think it called the neem also. So he planted neem close to the mango tree. After a couple of years, the roots entangled with the mango roots, and slowly the bitterness of this tree started to come into the mango tree also. After a couple of years, these mangoes which was very sweet, now they are bitter. King was very angry. Get rid of this, cut this tree. But the Bodhisattva was there. He said, no, first we will find the reason of that. And he saw someone has planted this neem there. He get rid of it, but did not happen immediately. This poison does not go away. It takes time to cleanse all the anger. Same thing. Once we get angry, getting angry, it's very easy. But getting rid of that, it's very difficult. Very difficult. And that's why we should be always aware. Am I getting angry? Is it good for me or not? And understanding that, slowly working on it and getting rid of it, will be very happy. Okay, so in this sutta, Buddha expressed killing the one thing, that is the anger, which is okay in the Buddhism. So get rid of our anger. So may this sutta, Dhanañjānī sutta, be helpful for all of us to understand the anger in our life. May this sutta be helpful for all of us to get rid of our anger and sleep well. May this sutta be helpful for all of us to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.